Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Casual Chaos. This week I have two of my Special Forces castmates and one of the couples that were chosen to be on Special Forces. Shawn and Andrew, welcome to Casual Chaos.
Thank you.
What's
It's good to
up?
see you.
I'm so happy to see you guys, even though it's over Zoom. We have to
I
get
know.
together soon. Let's start off. How did this opportunity come to you guys?
Um, they reached out. They have been reaching out and trying to get me on the show since the origination. But every season that they reached out, I was either pregnant or postpartum. And then this season, they came with a double whammy and they said, "How about you both be on it?" And that one was hard to turn down.
I
So
think they wanted Shawn so bad they had to lower their
stop it.
standards and invite me just to like entice her.
Ridiculous.
But what a journey it was, G.
What a
No,
journey.
really. And I heard you guys kind of talking on some of your podcasts that you felt like this brought you guys closer. And because Andrew, you never saw Shawn compete. So this was really fun for you to see her in a competitive aspect. And I thought that that was just so amazing.
Yeah, I think it brought us closer, but kind of in like a weird way, and not one that I would recommend to everybody. But it was really, really fun to see Shawn in a whole different element. I mean, I've gotten to know the post gymnastics Shawn, the mom Shawn, the wife Shawn. I have not really seen the fierce, ferocious Shawn in its full glory. So this was like a an
Probably for the
amazing.
better.
Yeah, no, it was terrifying around the house for the training and everything leading up to it. Gee, she was like the whole
I could
vibe of the
I
house was
could
different.
only imagine. And Shawn, you were telling me how you really did train. You were wearing the weighted vest. Like what did you do to train yourself for this? Same with you,
I'm
Andrew.
I mean, I had just had three babies. So the past 6 years, I've had three C-sections and really not been training seriously. And going into this show, I had kind of already been on this journey to like, I knew I was done having kids. I knew I wasn't gonna like, be having another C-section. So I really wanted to kind of get back to feeling strong again and rehabbing myself. And then came the offer to do the show. And so I was like, I need to take it up a notch. My fear was just getting hurt, especially having three babies at home. Coming back injured was like not an option.
Yeah.
I needed to be able to come back home and still be mom. And so I decided to, I bought the weighted vest. I bought a 60-pound weighted vest because I was
So
really
overkill.
scared.
It was
So
so way more than we needed to.
so we had 30-pound Bergens, but of course Shawn had the
Yes.
60 pound.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure I could do it. And I mean, similar to like you, being a smaller girl, I knew from previous seasons having watched them that it was all equal. So like it's not like we had to carry less or smaller items because we were smaller. And I never want to feel like I can't do something because of my size. So I tried to overcompensate for that. So I had a private trainer who would come over and whip my butt and I would go rucking and stuff. And
She's not a morning person, Gia. She was waking up at 4:30 doing these morning workouts. It was insane. I mean, she took it to another level. The one thing from the show that
Did you
we
follow
haven't,
her lead?
no,
no,
no, we try not to work out together.
we
That's
don't, yeah.
like a recipe
Okay.
for disaster.
We do everything else together, but we do not work out together.
But do you
That's
remember when they had us hold the Bergens over our head and everybody, myself included, was trembling because, you're up there for like over a minute.
Oh
And
yeah.
Shawn was just stone cold, just did not move. There was no muscle failure.
I remember Foxy walked right by me and looked me in the eyes. He goes, "You freak."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Freak.
"I'm sorry."
Uh,
No, my favorite line, and I'm sure you've seen the reel of this, when Billy came up to you right when they were taking off the black
Yeah.
things over our head, and Billy was like, "What do you do?" And you said, "Gymnast," and he goes, "Yeah, you're flippy flopping all over the
yeah.
mat." And then
Yeah.
they show a clip of you at one of your meets, and you just stuck the landing. There was no flippy flopping over the
Yeah.
mat. It was like the most insane thing I've ever seen. And I was like, this is my favorite reel that they've
Oh
made so
gosh.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if gymnastics helped, but
I think it definitely helped your mindset. You were just, I felt like you listened to every order that the DS said to us and you were locked into everything. But something that I also, because we got so close, especially during the first interrogation, because we were Team Alpha together, I really saw how you were so hard on yourself because you were leading us during that first challenge and you led us to victory. You fully led us to victory and you pushed us all so much. And we got in the car and I could tell that you were kind of beating yourself up and I didn't understand it because I was like, Shawn, you're so amazing. You just led us to the finish line. You led us to the mission that we had to do. And I just thought to myself, I was like, this is definitely just that gymnastics kind of mentality that was probably always instilled in you, that you always had to be better. And I wonder if that like affected you during special forces.
Absolutely. I was not used to such harsh criticism. And I feel like coming from gymnastics, I could take criticism. Like I was very used to like that wasn't good. We have to do it again. Let's fix it. But it's always like constructive. And so it was such a humbling rewiring of your brain that first 24 hours because you and I are like running down this hill, leading the whole team, trying to find this room that has the bags and like get them up, whatever. And they're just screaming at me. And it's like I dropped one of the bags and I got screamed at for dropping it. And then I got screamed at for not having the heavier one. And I got screamed at for having the heavy one and taking too much. And then I was just like, I don't know how to digest any of this. And like, is this constructive? Is this, it was just very confusing to me. So I feel like I like had to rewire my brain a little bit after the first day. Cause in gymnastics, it's like, if you tell me a critique, I will fix it.
Yes.
This was more about like, what can you handle? Um,
It
and
was
not
pretty
let it get
funny.
to you.
Gia, to your credit. So like Shawn for sure, I think embodied the athletic mentality of like snap to attention when the coach is talking to you and like take the constructive feedback. And I think all the athletes like with athletic backgrounds kind of had that same thing where it was like we were scared, intimidated, and it was like flashbacks to coaches because
Gia wasn't.
that's what I'm saying. To her credit, I'm so envious because she had like this
Girl.
another reality that she was living in where you listened and did all the things really well, but it wasn't, I mean, for me, it was out of place of fear. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
You would fire back at the DS so easily. I was like,
to me, that's
can you
so
do that?
yeah, I know. It's so unnatural as an athlete where you're like, you don't talk back. You
Yeah.
freaking take it and you keep going. So funny.
It was so true. And I just felt like because some of the times when I was panicking, I was really panicking. And so when I'm panicking and they were just screaming
Yeah.
at me, I'm like, you're not helping. Nothing you're doing right now is helping
And you
me
would say
complete
that to
this.
him though. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
My favorite, it like is on replay in my mind. My favorite moment is you're doing a challenge. I won't say which one. And you had to carry something and you were panicking. You were getting nervous and scared and you're screaming at Foxy and you're like, you take it. You hold this. I'm not going to do this anymore. And he was even shocked. And he was like,
Yeah.
what? I love it.
And honestly, I think Foxy and I had the most like love-hate
Yeah.
relationship. But then it's like finally, I think the wall was broken and he
Yeah.
finally started to understand me a little bit. But in the beginning, I just felt like he was so mean to me. I felt the love a little bit from like Rudy, Q, and Billy, but Foxy, I'm like, this guy just hates me. And when I felt that from him, I was like, well, you're getting it right back. Like, I don't appreciate this.
I feel like I felt that with Q from the beginning. I was like, he's gonna be the guy that's out to get me. And he was, and then broke through the wall at some point. But who was that for you?
I was terrified. I was terrified of them all, to be honest with you.
Who'd you have the hardest time with from the beginning?
Probably Q or Rudy.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I
Q,
don't know how to play this game. Why are you
Q was
yelling at me?
ripping you apart a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like Q and Billy were very quick with their comments
Yeah.
back. Like they just had it. Their comebacks were quick.
yeah, so true.
Did you guys talk to anybody from previous seasons to kind of help you prepare for what to expect for Special Forces?
Yeah, we had a couple friends who did it. Savannah Christie was on the show, Bodie Miller, Golden Tate,
JoJo, Siwa.
Joe was on the show. So we would kind of have like brief but you don't know what questions to ask. Like it would be like, was it as hard as it
Yeah.
looked? And they're like harder than it looked in reality. And then like
We
they
had
tell you stories, but like some of the things you just can't prepare for.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it was insane. You have to face your fears. And it's like, well, what's the you can't put yourself in a position to like practice that. It's just so unique.
And we're like skeptics. So every single time someone would say it's so much harder than like the show shows, we're like, "Oh, but really?
Yeah.
Like it can't possibly be harder."
Yeah.
You know?
They were right.
We all were even saying it, even in our group chats. I was texting Bree on the side, and Randall was like, the first episode was nothing like what it was. Like
Yeah.
they made this look so much easier. And I think it's so hard because we were really filmed 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
but then they had to
Yeah.
condense those 24 hours into 1 hour.
Yeah.
So I felt like, yes, they showed what the challenge was, but they really didn't show. I don't know. I guess it's different for us because we were in it and we were
Yeah.
like, our legs were dying. I felt like I was going to collapse. Like
Yeah.
lungs were tightening up. Like just
Good.
the whole thing. And I guess you can't, you are trying to show that as best as you can.
And you have like the fancy helicopter, which is better on
Mhm.
camera, and then the relay race. You're like, I mean, they showed a little bit of that, but you can't capture the physical pain. Like that was so
That
hard.
was
It
so
wrecked
hard.
me, and
So
you can't
hard.
simulate the heat and the dust in your mouth, and like, yeah, the helicopter shot is just an easier, safer
Yeah.
bet than trying to capture all of that. But
No, definitely. How did your background, Andrew, like playing in the NFL, help you prepare for special forces, or was it completely different?
I feel like it was totally different. So I think I came in pretty well prepared physically. Like I like fitness. I'll do CrossFit. I feel like it's kind of a hobby of mine. But what I totally under indexed with was the psychological challenges. And I think like knowing how to be crafty and witty in those situations. I was like I went in all physical and then
Mhm.
I realized that there's so many different layers to it. Like you had to be able to take that constructive harsh criticism. You had to be able to do the psychological challenge, the fear stuff, like how do you keep your nerves? I just didn't know how to prepare for. So I think to answer your question, football prepared me for the physical side of things, but nothing could have prepared me for the other aspects.
And I think as the season goes on, we were a really tough cast. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were all so physically fit in the aspect of just getting through the challenges. But I think a lot of us were in shock on the mental toll that it was really taking on all of us and
Dude.
didn't expect that.
It's a constant agony
Yeah.
of knowing something's coming, but you don't know when, and you don't know what it is. And then like you're always on edge, you're getting sleep deprived, you're getting yelled at, you're in a new situation, filmed 24/7 in the middle of the freaking Sahara, your body's just like under the extreme heat. Yeah, it's a totally foreign situation.
I think the hardest part that like people can't grasp on TV is like we have no concept of time of any kind. And I don't mean time like throughout the day, but when we jump out of the cars and we start running, we have no idea if we're going to be running for 8 miles
Yeah.
or like 8 seconds. They
Yeah.
literally just say, keep up. And you don't know if you're going to be called in 2 seconds or 2 hours, if you can sleep or not sleep. So you just like never know where the finish line is. And that really messes with you.
I 100% agree. Because even with me, when I'm working out, my trainer will yell, okay, 30 more seconds,
Yeah.
or like, count you down. So at least when you're training in some aspect, you kind of know where the finish line is.
Yeah.
On the football field, okay, I got to make it X amount of yards to get the touchdown. When you're obviously on the mat performing your routine, okay, I have this much left until I'm done. So that really screwed me up because even if
Okay.
I go on a run, I like to pace myself. Okay, I have point 0.5 more until I reach that mile. So that really screwed me up because I wish I would have trained a little harder with my endurance, with my cardio
Mm-hmm.
endurance. I definitely was not prepared for that. And so whenever we would start running, that's where I was like, I'm fully panicking right now.
Good.
I was panicking during the runs. I don't run. I hate running.
And
Yeah.
she was at the top of the line every time.
Well, do you know why? because
Why?
it's the easiest place to be. If you're at the back, I would deliberately try to like cut people in line and get to the front. Because if I'm trying to play catch up, I literally panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's part of the problem too, because you don't know how long the event will be.
Dude,
You just go balls to the walls, and then like people have asked me, "Well, do you wish you would have paced yourself?" You're like, "No, you had to go fast because
because you don't
if you
know.
don't do well, then your team gets penalized. You don't want to be that guy." So you're like, "I just gotta go full send, and then hopefully I can hang on for as long as I need to." But
Dude,
it gets
oh
gnarly.
gosh, I just remembered one of the days.
It gets
Holy
gnarly, dude.
crap. I
Yeah,
remember one of the days like we had to run a lot and then we had to do a challenge and then we thought it was over and we had to go run these suicides.
brutal.
Oh, and that was all my fault.
No,
Why?
no, I feel like it was always inevitable. Any penalty we did, that was always pre-planned. They were just looking for somebody.
That was the day I got really mad at Foxy.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
That was all my fault. So as we were doing that, I was panicking because I'm crying because my body couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Then I'm just crying because I feel so bad that everyone is doing this because of me. And then you're right. I mean, maybe it would have been inevitable. Like they just wanted to break us a little more and they were going to make us do this regardless. But when they made us do that, like Foxy was looking right at me. Like some people can't control their temper. I was
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Those suicides almost that was probably my closest breaking point.
oh, that day was my breaking point. I think it was a lot of ours. And
Yeah.
we've, I really thought I was gonna tap. I recently just had Jesse and Eric on my podcast, and Jesse was saying how you mentor her daughter in gymnastics. And I just thought that was so sweet because when I was younger, if I had an Olympic gymnast mentoring me, I would feel like the luckiest girl in the world. And that's so special. Was it nice having Jesse and Eric be on Special Forces with you guys, knowing how close you guys are?
It was. I feel like it kind of gave us a sense of home. Um, you know how it felt. We all show up on day one and we haven't met each other or seen each other. I think we kind of like crossed paths with each other at the hotel and we're like, "Are you on the show? Are you on the show?" Um, but having that sense of like friendship gave us a little bit of comfort at the beginning. It gave you someone to bond with and kind of look at. But I also feel like we all got to that level of friendship within the first 24 hours.
We really
So
did.
it just kind of grew from there. It was great going in together because we could kind of lean on each other. But then after day one, it was like we were a giant family.
Do you feel like you made lifelong friends on the show, Gia?
Yes, I love you guys so much. And I feel like, Andrew, when you said it in LA at that big family dinner after press, you said how people do shows together and life goes on and sometimes you lose touch and everything like that. But when you said that, I got so sad because I was like, I never want to lose touch with any of
Hmm.
you. And I feel like even if we don't talk every day, we'll kind of pick up right where we left off just because
Hmm.
Special Forces was so bonding. And I really hope at least majority of us, stay close as a cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It gives you a new appreciation though for like the actual military and the relationships that
100%.
they form because if they're in actual combat and they're trauma bonding together through that, I can't imagine how close that would make them and how close those like friendships are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think just throughout Special Forces, I think all of us, as much as we were pushing ourselves and pushing each other, we also were all kind of taking a step back and
Hmm.
realizing what these DS actually go through
Hmm.
and the sacrifice they make for our country, but also their family, how they really leave their family. And sometimes they go into battle not knowing if they're going to come out.
Hmm.
So I think all of that was also just so mind boggling for all of us. And I mean, I could only imagine you guys because it was probably so hard to leave your babies. And then some nights when they would tell us their stories, and
Hmm.
we really would feel warped into like feeling like we were
Hmm.
really in combat.
Yeah.
So it was,
Uh,
there were crazy times where it was like, we were doing things that they had to do before going into a really hard battle.
Mhm.
And I mean, how was that leaving your babies and also just growing with this whole course?
Really hard. It was really good. We being able to like invest in time for us and do something like this and challenge ourselves and pay tribute and respect to the DS and the military was amazing. But leaving our babies is really hard. We have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I ended up meeting with a child psychiatrist before we ever left, just to make sure that if we are gone for the whole duration, is that going to mess our kids up?
Oh,
Um, I had set up the entire works. I had grandmas on both sides, grandpas, aunts, uncles, cousins. They went to camp for a little bit. They went to the lake. They were showered in love. So they never even knew we were gone, pretty much. But I do think having been so in the trenches of like babyhood and motherhood and fatherhood, being able to take a step back and go through these exercises that the DS had put us through of like reflecting and talking about our kids and our family, it it gave you such a deeper appreciation than you were even capable of feeling.
Yeah. And to do it together, like
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to do it together because imagine trying to explain the full details to somebody. Like you get home or back to the barracks and camp after doing this brutal challenge, and all you want is a decent meal, and they gave you this hard, stale bread that
Yeah.
was disgusting, had no like. There's so much little things that we all experience together that like I think if Shawn and I didn't do it together, it would be so difficult to try to convey and
Yeah.
communicate the whole experience. But honestly, that's been it's been disorienting to me, and I'm curious if you have the same experience because we got to know I didn't know like a lot of people's backgrounds. So you get to know these
neither did
people for the
I.
first time and you're like going through all this stuff, suffering together, encouraging each other. And obviously there's like different styles that everybody had, but I think like you really see the beautiful redemptive
Mhm.
qualities of everybody in that context. And then when we got home and you start like looking them up and seeing what they're putting out on Instagram or seeing what the internet's saying about them, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like that's not the person I know that I
Yeah.
got to meet. You know what I'm saying? How's that been for you?
100%. And I even felt that with some of the people that were on our cast, obviously, just seeing what they've gone through. And I've been having conversations with people as well, and I'm like, that could be your opinion, but
Yeah.
I genuinely love this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the connection that I felt with them. There were certain friends of mine who would ask me about cast members and talk about their past. And I'm like, but I knew them for who they were on the course, and they were so nice to me. I have such a genuine connection with them, and this is my opinion on
Yeah.
them. So I kind of just disassociated anything
Mhm.
that online says about them and
Yeah.
just I look at them how we met them on Special Forces.
I actually said this to someone the other day because they were asking about cast members, and I said it was fascinating because every single day we would do 3 or 4 different things, and we'd be put in groups of 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever, and so we really got to know people on a very intimate level. And I don't think I could name a single cast member that I wouldn't trust to have my back on a course like that, where like explosions are going off and it's life or death. And every single person I trusted to truly like help me, save me, encourage me, be there for me. And same
Yeah.
as you, it's like you come home and you're like, whoa, don't
Yeah.
talk about my person that way,
Yeah.
you know?
No, literally. And it's so funny because I even try to explain things to my boyfriend Christian. And
Hmm.
during some of the challenges, I'm like, no, but you don't understand. Like, this is how
Yeah.
hard it
Yeah.
was. And it's
Oh,
like,
dude.
this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And like you guys were saying, it really is so difficult because I'm trying to explain it to him, like to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would love to, like, he is so adventurous. He goes, I would love to do this. I would do this for free. This is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he would love to do special forces, and he thinks it's so cool that, like, I was able to do it. But actually explaining to him, like, okay, this was the first episode, but this is actually how hard it was.
Yeah.
Like, it's so difficult. So it really is so nice that you guys had each other because at least
Yeah.
you two get it as partners.
Yeah.
Like, and you guys are like, okay, at least we understand it.
It's actually interesting too. Something that's hard to capture on TV is kind of like you were saying, they are so good at simulating and driving this feeling inside of you of like fight or flight. Is that right? Fight or flight? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
To where, yes, there's cameras around, and yes, it's like not real, but I truly felt like I was in I'm about to die mode.
They sent us some clips to use for social media for episode 3, and they have the explosions on there. And as we're watching, we're like, that looks so like it doesn't look
Ridiculous.
nearly as intense as what it was when you had the
No.
explosions, dirt flying in front of your face. I felt like Q was just riding us, yelling at us.
His hands in his
Yeah,
pockets, just
he's like
walking
just chilling.
behind. He's like, "Come on, guys."
And in the moment,
That's
it's
not
so
how it
different.
was.
I
So
know,
different.
I
You
know.
feel like you're
Every
about to
single
die.
one of us got out of that challenge. Like that was the hardest thing of my life.
Dude, this guy
Johnny
weighed
was
450
hyperventilating.
pounds.
I
Oh my
had 3 Bergens walking out of that. Mark wanted to kill me because I kept dropping the body.
Oh,
Also,
Like,
that poor body, the guy, the
oh,
actual guy,
actually
he had to
injured
have been
now.
concussed by the end of that.
had to have.
Oh,
Like, and there must have been a weighted vest on him
There had to have
because
been.
dude.
it was so heavy.
And the edges of that sled on the
Uh,
handles was just like hard metal.
and it
Horrible.
was so hot.
And so your
So
hands are gonna
hot.
just cut and slice the whole
There's
way.
a from the raw footage that we got, there's a clip of me and my in like my raw footage that they sent me, and I go, my hands are so cut up right now. Like the blisters
Yeah,
are insane.
Oh, dude.
But
that
yeah,
was
I don't know.
awful.
I felt like that challenge didn't look as hard either. But I think the ladder challenge, you can't like that was hard. I mean, actually, it was probably a walk in the park for
I didn't
Shawn. She
I
probably thought it
honestly
was a balance beam.
I
No.
I didn't mind that one at all. I
No.
actually thought that one was a little. I got yelled at for that. I don't know if this was fully shown, but there's a part where I am jumping over the walls, and then I'm the first to go over the ladder, and I go over the ladder like kind of fast because it didn't make me feel scared at all.
No, yeah.
Um, and Q, he's like, "How was that?" And I said the wrong thing, but I go, "Kind of fun," and he flipped a switch, and he goes, "You think this is just?" And he's like cussing me out.
Dude, it was so confusing because sometimes they would make jokes with you. Like
Yeah.
Billy would make jokes, and then if you tried to joke back, sometimes he would be friendly to it. Other times they'd switch into like yelling at you mode. You're like, wait a minute, I thought we were vibing out, having a good time here. And
No,
so,
I literally
exactly.
said, I was like, "This was my career. Like heights and small
yeah,
things don't scare me."
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry."
No, it was so funny. When I first started, I was like inching up, the slowest ever. And they were like, number 18, let's go faster.
Yeah,
And then I finally started running along the pegs.
yeah.
But at first, I was going as slow as molasses. I was shaking, like trembling. And I mean, I could only imagine how you felt, Andrew. Like that was that was like scary. And you
The
guys are
ladder was like
big
bending for
guys.
you.
The ladder, yeah, yeah. So the ladder definitely like the weight aspect
Yeah,
of it. I was giving the ladder a hard time just because I weighed 225 pounds and this thing was bending to the
yeah.
max. But honestly, Shawn and I got to do that together. So she did it, and I was like, I mean, Shawn's dominating the whole time up to this point, and I was like, this is the one thing that I might be able to beat her in because she went first, and so I was just like locked in on getting to the other side as fast as possible because we had a little cheeky competition going on,
He set the
and
stopwatch on his actual watch, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat
No,
your
you
time."
didn't.
yeah, yeah,
And
and
then
I
we
beat
got
it. I
yelled
beat
at
it.
for
Don't
it.
worry. Yeah, yeah. Q did not like that either.
He's like,
He
"You
was
think
like,
this is a game?"
anyway, yeah.
That's
But dude, the wind was
hilarious.
like serious business up there.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, just because of like the guys that were your size, Andrew, like I know Nick was like panicking.
My favorite line of the whole, like, all of Nick was, "I don't want to be an army man no more." He just said that all the time.
Oh man.
All the time. And then in this episode too, they showed where we all got really intimate with each other. Were you guys nervous for that because this was both of your first times? I'm assuming. Oh, well, I guess
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars was reality
Yeah.
TV, but I feel like you really didn't get too personal on Dancing with the Stars. Like
Mm-mm.
this, we got personal when you were brought into interrogation rooms, and then we just got so close
Mhm.
as teammates. And how was that for you guys? Were you, because half the time I forgot that the cameras were even there, and I was just having fun with you guys and just so comfortable. But I also
Because
kind of grew up in the reality TV
Yeah.
space. So how did that feel for you guys to get
Yeah, this is
open
when we
up
get in the
and get
circle after
intimate?
Rudy shares us his story.
yeah, the way you're saying intimate, Gia, is like so just the
Hey.
I did I did
We're sharing stories, Andrew. We all
okay,
do it.
so Rudy comes in and like
Okay, sorry, is that the wrong word? We're getting
no,
That
close.
was the right word. He's just interpreting it in the wrong way.
we all got so
What?
intimate with each other. I mean, okay, geez, I don't know what's going on your side of the barracks, but my gosh. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, this was okay. It was
I
do you
I
know what
know.
I'm talking about?
So
Yes,
Rudy
he's
comes
being a
in.
fool.
Rudy comes in and shares a really deep story, which is the first time that we saw the other side of the DS. Of like, oh
Yeah.
man, they're really like sharing some serious
And
stuff.
then he tells us to get in a circle and share something really raw,
Yeah.
vulnerable about ourselves.
And it was so strange because we're only with these people at this point for 3 days.
Yeah.
And we like everybody shared their deepest, darkest shame, secret, like hardest thing they're going through. And like looking back, it's such a rare context to be like no one is that comfortable with each other in that short amount of time except if you do these things in that context. And so I think what I've been really shocked by on the show is how much of like the barracks footage they're using. And like when you're in there, you don't notice those cameras
Yeah.
really. And you're like, they're probably not going to use any of this, but
Oh, they do.
they use it. And I did not like the reality TV show vibe. It was like so stressful to just to know that they could be using any of this footage and mashing it up with any other thing I've said. And like, I just didn't know how that's going to turn out. Fortunately, I feel like the show is very generous and
Yeah.
kind with how they're
I
trying to
do
portray
too.
people.
I think
Yeah.
it's very positive
Yeah,
Yeah.
within
yeah.
everybody's story. Like
And they haven't
everyone
like
looks really good.
And they try, like, they give you an opportunity to make
Yeah.
yourself look good. And like, I feel like you really have to try to mess it up.
there's no false narratives going on with editing of any kind.
Anyway, yeah, it was that was really wild for me with the cameras and the constant mic, and it's like never done anything like it.
I actually loved the intimacy side of it, like the conversations, because up until that point, like Andrew said, we didn't really know everybody, but like I knew some people and I knew some people for what their headlines were, and being able to like hear them open up in the context of knowing them for 72 hours and seeing how they operate under fear and pressure and stuff was really eye-opening. And made us all like bond even closer. It's almost like now I understand you more and I can protect you better.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I remember, I feel like we had really bonded with Randall Cobb after that, because I will never forget in one of the challenges that's coming up, Randall got pushed really far and he almost got pushed past a point where I remember him coming to us and him saying like, I'm not good.
Yeah.
And I need you, like I need to lean on you now for a while. And it all like made sense. And it was like, okay, I've got you. And the next one it reversed. And so it was a beautiful part of the show.
It's all intentional.
Yeah.
The DS probably sets us up to get this close and tell our stories because it makes us form these bonds.
Mhm.
So it's cool how this whole show is just very strategically done to make us, I don't know, become lifelong best friends.
They know what they're doing, that's for sure.
They really do. Between the two of you, who do you think handled the challenges better?
Andrew.
I think I did decent on the challenges. Way worse when it came to everything else. So.
The challenges were so hard for me. The weight, how large the like items were that we had to move and carry miles across, like that was hard. Andrew's like, it was
You
easy.
did a great job. You did a great job. I'm proud.
Andrew, we were watching episode 2 and he literally said the stairs weren't that bad. And I was like, you suck. That was so that was so hard.
That was so hard. And it was so funny because obviously my mom was struggling during the stairs, like really bad. And so the DS are yelling at her because they're like, you're holding your daughter back and all this stuff. once we actually got up the stairs and we made it to obviously the aircraft challenge, I kept saying to my mom, like, I know you were really struggling, but it's okay because when you stopped, it gave
Yeah.
me an excuse to
Yeah.
stop. So it was totally fine. Like, don't
Wow.
beat yourself up about it because I was actually really grateful. So she thought that was so funny, but um yeah, no, that was so hard. That had to have been like 200 flights.
Had to have been.
You guys did great.
It was a
Proud of you
walk in the
guys.
park for Andrew.
Andrew made a man.
What about you? What I mean, who do you feel like who were you one, who did you walk away being closest with? And then two, who were you like, dang, that person I would want to be their teammate walking into the next challenge, not knowing what it would be.
I walked away probably closest with, I think Bree and I got really close
Yeah.
throughout the special forces, but then to have like a teammate like Shawn. Like
Yeah.
she pushed me so much. And
Yeah.
it was funny because I looked at her and, there were even times where I felt like she was pushing me and I would get, annoyed within myself and then take it out on her a little bit and totally didn't mean to, but it was just like in the moment and I knew she was looking out for me and pushing me to my limits. But there were times where obviously you're like so overwhelmed. But she was one of the most like motivating people for me. And then
Yeah.
the guy, like you guys were just so amazing to like for helping us. And my mom like always says that like they were such gentlemen, all of the guys. And I was
Yeah.
like, they really were because even though we were smaller as females and we were struggling, you guys would help us even just lift our Bergens. And you have no idea, but you guys just lifting the back of our Bergens
Yeah.
made the world of a difference. Like it was
Yeah.
like night and day.
Yeah.
So just having that like security of you guys and just helping us, it was it
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to do it without any of you.
It was really cool to see how we all helped each other in different
Yeah.
ways. And no lie, I feel since the show so spoiled to get to spend every day with Shawn because like it changed my perspective from like what you can get into as a couple where it's like why are you nitpicking here, or why are you criticizing here, and that show really reframed everything I saw Shawn and all the feedback I was getting from her from like woe is me to wait a minute, she like there is no teammate like Shawn teammate. And I'm freaking so hyped to be able to do every day with her. It's been so fun just to see the lasting effects that the show has had. And I feel like it really did positively impact our relationship. So maybe you feel the same. I'm not sure.
No, for
I
sure.
feel the same. My ride or die. And
No,
also, I said
how
this
can
from
you
day
guys
one.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said it from day one though, when we were stuck on the mountain together, Gia. It was you and Bree. I was like, I will choose you guys every challenge, every time. We bonded so quickly in that
We
first day,
did. I
stuck
was
on
just
the
gonna ask
mountaintop.
you guys, who do you think you got closest with, and who would you go into combat with?
Because of the first day and like being thrown into that whole environment, they separated all of us into two teams, the team Alpha and Bravo. And I think on our team, you, me, and Bree, just all being like similar mindset, similar sizing, so like everything. We just bonded really closely. And kind of like there were very defining moments in the season when we were there of having to lean on you guys and like vice versa that just stuck with me. So you too.
Honestly, Randall for one of the challenges later that has not been showed yet. I feel like him and I became brothers in a really fun way. Eric and I think understand each other so much differently in a
You
good
guys are
way.
like the trio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
Christy for you.
I mean, Randall and you saw the worst side of me, I feel like, where it's this freaking embarrassment and failure, and you're like, all right, well, we gotta go with this. But I guess we'll have to stay tuned to watch that part of it.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
definitely. Everyone said that this was such a life-altering experience. What was something that you guys discovered about yourselves?
Reaffirmed even more, just that, like Andrew's my ride or die. And I feel like Billy and the DS were like trying to question that the whole time of like, would you truly choose him or vice versa in any scenario under, you know, harsh conditions? And I would say yes, always. And I think outside of our marriage, having done the kid thing for 6 years, I wondered if I was capable of doing something physically or mentally challenging again. I haven't really tapped into that since I was 16, 17 years old. And so I got caught up in the spiral of motherhood for a while where it was serving everyone else but myself. And it just made me feel strong again. And it kind of propped me up as a mother to feel like I am strong enough for my children and for our family, and I needed that.
Yeah. I the word that comes to mind is just inspired. Like I said, I'm inspired in a new way with our relationship after that. It's like a fresh take. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm just glad to be here and not in Morocco. Is kind of how
Yeah.
I feel every day now. It's like, dang, we got it so good. You got no idea. I'm also inspired, kind of like what I was saying earlier, just a new perspective of a lot of times you don't get the opportunity to see the good sides of
Yeah.
people. And so, like, just being reminded that everyone has redemptive qualities and I just need to search for them. Yeah, it was just like so fun to. I think I'm also inspired by knowing that hard things, obviously, as the word would imply, are difficult, but the amount of good things that can come from that, like proving something to yourself or bonding with other people, is so good. So it's like I'm more inspired to chase after some more in uh I think thoughtfully difficult things as opposed to saying, I don't need to do this right now, or I'm 34 now, so you can kind of just start start picking and choosing. It feels like what difficult I want to deal with, or this is just inconvenient. And it's like, no, let's just do more of this because there's good things that can come.
Would you guys say that this was the hardest thing you've ever done in your life? Or does the NFL and the Olympics pass this up?
No, way harder than NFL.
No, way harder than the Olympics. Comparing it, it's just like the Olympics were hard because it was compiled over a 15-year time span. It was a very long, large commitment. This was the hardest condensed period of time I've ever gone through.
The hardest 10 days you've ever gone through?
Yeah.
That's probably accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, like childbirth and stuff, of course, is like very difficult and hard, but no, like the period of time is unmatched.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did anyone surprise you by their toughness?
Are you kidding?
Gia, freaking you did. Oh my gosh.
Your run, Gia, however long it was the most inspiring thing I've ever seen in my life because one, you are the youngest of the group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to see like your journey, almost like you could see firsthand your roller coaster of like your security you had in your mom, and then when she left, and like your insecurity, and then your fears and how you overcame them, and just like it was the coolest thing to witness.
No, but legitimately, yes, incredibly impressive. Everybody in their own way
truly.
was so tough. Like if you think about Bree
surprised me just
was
because
incredible.
I knew that before Special Forces, my girl was not working out. And I
Right.
knew that.
Yeah.
And
But then
she
you got, like-
shocked me the most.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then Johnny was tough in the sense that like he was sober leading up to it,
Yeah.
which is tough. That's its own form of toughness. Eric was tough because he got super injured and he like pressed through. Randall was tough because of that instance of fear that was like hard to work through for him.
Honestly, everybody, like you said, it was like
Everyone.
it was such a tough cast.
Yeah, it was awesome. So
yeah, you guys were just beasts. So from the start, did you have any predictions on who you thought would win?
Shawn.
No.
Yes, Shawn. Like from the start, I have to say, like my top 4 were you two,
Randall.
This was hard because then Jesse was so tough too.
She was,
So like I have to say, like you two as couples, like you two, and then also Jesse and Eric, and then Randall.
Yeah.
I thought
I
Randall was taking it home too.
same. I would say Andrew, Eric, Randall were like my three I like put money on at the beginning.
I'm never betting against Shawn.
I mean, how
Ever.
could you?
And also you're like, how many people can make it the distance? Is there a set cap on that or like
They
what does that
technically
look
say
like?
everybody.
Yeah, I don't think so
Yeah.
because I don't know. I didn't watch season 1 and 2 all the way through, but I watched season 3 all the way through. And I know there were two winners for season 3. I'm not sure about 1 and 2, but I mean,
Yeah.
at least a handful of people make it to interrogation. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there could potentially be 4 or 5 winners,
Right. Potentially. We'll have to stay tuned to
potentially.
find out.
potentially. Just talking from previous seasons, of course. Are you guys excited to watch the rest of the season of Special Forces? And are your kids going to be watching?
Ecstatic to watch the season. I am loving it.
I am too.
Andrew and I have talked about like when since we lived it individually, it's like we didn't get to hear everything that you were saying, over on your side of the barracks and like how a lot of times we didn't get to see each other even do the challenges because we'd be like isolated. And so getting to complete everybody's story that we like knew personally there, but see how they like went through it has been really cool to watch. Um, and like now that we're like decompressed and not feeling like we're dying every second, it's fun to watch.
I
And
love
also,
it.
let's just state the obvious. The whole thing is so dope. Like it really
Yeah,
is
it's
something
sick.
that I would pay to do.
Yeah,
And
same.
then you add on like all this the production is top notch,
Yeah.
the fancy cameras and how they add the slow-mo, like
Yeah.
Oh,
everything looks
yeah.
so cool. So yeah, it's a blast to watch and it's even cooler and more exciting to like know all of the background behind the scenes that went into that one little episode that they made.
And our
Oh,
kids
are
will
they
not watch
watching
it.
it?
No,
No.
no, no.
No,
It's way too intense for the how little they are and like
I know.
explaining like right now we're at ages with them where we're like containing controlling fear for them. So like their little brains are just like going crazy. So actively showing them when mommy and daddy are afraid for their lives is probably not a good idea.
Too much blood, too many
Yeah.
tears, too much
I
yelling,
mean,
too much like
bombs going off,
how do you explain
vulgar language.
yeah,
I mean,
why are there be so many beeps when these guys talk? Well, they're it's
I
called
will say
profanity.
we told them that mommy and daddy got to jump out of a
Uh,
helicopter. And so that's like the one thing that they have seen so far and they think is
okay.
so cool.
yeah.
They're adrenaline junkies just like us. So they want to do it. Um, and our 4-year-old thinks he's like a little army man now because he wears my
Wait, I was
uniform.
seeing, I forget which one of your babies, like literally climb your rock
Yeah.
wall and go
Yeah.
on the gymnastic
Yeah,
Yeah.
mats. I was like, this is a mini Shawn.
Yep.
like their mama.
And
So
their
cute.
daddy.
What's new with you though, G? How the heck you been? This is such a treat. I'm gonna milk this time for all that we can get out of it.
I mean, I've been good. I'm moving out next month.
You found an apartment.
I found an apartment.
Let's
Yay!
I'm
go.
super excited. So I'm moving out in literally a little less than a month. I'm moving to Jersey City. So right outside New York. It's honestly perfect. I love the neighborhood. It kind of
Great.
reminds me of a smaller New York City,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
I have all the easy access to get into the city. 10-minute walk to the path, 10-minute walk to the ferry.
Great.
So it's perfect. And I just can't wait to walk everywhere
Yeah.
and just not use my car. I feel like I've been using my car so much, just commuting it back and forth into the city. So I can't wait to just live this commuter lifestyle.
Are you and Christian about to like lock it down or what's the deal?
I know, not yet.
All right. That's good.
I'm actually moving into this place by myself, which
Ah,
I'm really excited about.
Great.
And he wants to move in with me soon, but I kind of wanted to do this part alone at first. And I've never really lived alone.
Hmm.
So when I was in college, I had roommates. Then I came back home and I just felt like I was always looking out for somebody in
Hmm.
my house, whether it was like driving my sisters or, when you're at school, you have roommates, you're not really on your own. So I'm kind of looking forward to just being me in my space for a little bit even if it's 6 months, like he can come in 6 months later. But like I just
Yeah.
want to
Love
start
that.
this by myself first.
You got a dog or a cat or anything?
I do have a dog.
Ah,
She's
okay,
right
nice.
here.
Nice.
This is Bella.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
cutie.
She's a little Maltipoo, but I've had her since I was really little, like maybe 10 or 11. So she's
Oh,
12
wow.
and she's still kicking. So I'm like her mommy and I really take care of her. Like I give her like doggy vitamins and like the whole thing.
love it.
So I really want to take her with me to Jersey City. I'm just nervous that she's gonna freak out when she's
Yeah,
alone in the apartment because there's
yeah,
always just so much chaos happening in this house.
yeah,
So that'll be like trial and
Wow.
error, but
Dang, congrats. How's
yeah.
Mama
oh,
T doing?
she's doing great. She's doing good.
Good.
She's just working and, you know, hustling, trying to do the best she can, but she's doing good.
Good.
Hey,
What about you guys? How's the pod? How's work? You guys have looked like you're traveling everywhere.
Right? Things are
Sean's
great.
crushing it. Sean is just
They're
freaking
crushing it.
crushing it.
And I
And
guys, your videos have been killing me. Killing me. They've
in a
been
good way or
so
bad way?
good. No,
Oh,
such a
thank
good
you.
way.
Oh
They've
man.
been so good recently. I'm like, oh, they're loving it.
Shout
Thank
out to
you.
the squad.
We
We
have
have a
fun.
blast. I love what we get to do. And I can't believe that we get to do it every day and call it a
Same.
job. But and
Anything
then Sean,
exciting coming up for you guys?
we finished our book.
Oh,
Hmm.
yay.
Um,
Wait,
Coming
are
I
up
you
in the
guys gonna
spring.
do a book tour?
Yeah, in the spring.
yeah,
Okay. So you totally need to let me know when
We
you're
will.
in New York.
We will.
don't tease though, because we were there yesterday. We didn't get to see you. Maybe that's our fault.
That's
But
our fault. We were literally in the city for an
That was
hour.
both of our faults.
yeah,
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
I got a big day tomorrow.
Andrew is finishing his PhD
Yay,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Andrew.
I gotta give a big presentation, which would be fun.
Yeah. We're in the
Uh,
process
That's
of building a
amazing because
house.
you were
Yeah.
telling me
I
that
yeah,
know.
you were still in school, right? When we
Yeah.
yeah,
were
yeah, yeah,
He gives a huge presentation to like literally finish his doctorate tomorrow.
That's
yeah.
incredible. And
All
what
I
do you
have to
want to
do is
do
go
next
through
with
some
that?
questioning. Wink, wink. All I have to do is just
Yeah.
go through some questioning, not
Jeez.
unlike potentially,
Something else.
something else, and maybe I'll do better this time. But now I wanted to do it for all of the content that we put out, just to have like a little more academic rigor behind it. Are you going through law school or what's the deal, G?
I graduated with a degree in criminal justice and a minor in sociology. And then when I
Dog, a lot of dog.
graduated, I just like my career just like skyrocketed. And I to go to law school and even
Mhm.
so many tutors, professors, because I was studying for my LSATs. They were like, if you are not 100% invested in
Yeah,
this,
Yeah.
there is no point to go to law school right now because it's your full-time job.
Yeah.
And doing special forces, just, Next Gen NYC, the other show that I'm on Bravo. There's just, and you know how it is with content creating
Yeah.
and filming content. You really, and then our podcasts, like,
yeah,
you really are constantly busy 24/7 and your schedule is so unpredictable.
Hmm.
Like brand trips come up randomly or I've been traveling for the past month like home for a day at a time and I'm like how did this even happen?
yeah,
I blinked
Hmm.
my eye and it's like we're traveling constantly. So I wish cuz it really is my passion and I genuinely love it, but I just wish that I would be able to lock down to it right now, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I just don't want to set myself up for failure either. So I'm just like, I don't think it's the right time right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And your house, how's everything going with that?
Great. Hopefully moving in a month. So
Okay,
we'll
exciting.
see.
So before the holidays, maybe?
Yeah, first 2 weeks of December
Okay,
Woo!
love
in
that.
the middle of the holidays, which is great.
That's going to be hectic. Hopefully, you're not hosting Thanksgiving.
No, no.
Honestly,
Or
I could still live in the barracks for the rest of my life, but Sean has put a lot of work into this house. I'm excited to be there. You've done a
Next
great
time
job.
you're in Nashville, you have to come stay with us.
I know, Jesse actually texted us about her movie premiere.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna really try to make it work,
If you come
but
out to the premiere for Jesse's movie, you're gonna stay at our house.
okay.
Okay. we're gonna fight over you.
Okay. Oh, love you guys so much. And make sure to tune in. Special Forces World's Toughest Test is out now every Thursday at 9, 8 Central on Fox and Hulu. Thank you guys so much for coming on Casual Chaos.
Thank you.
Thanks for
And
having us,
where
Gia.
can they
Love
find you
you.
guys, your podcast, your socials?
You don't want to check out our stuff.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, and you're better off not seeing it. So don't Google us. Don't Instagram us.
Shawn or Andrew Eads. Anywhere.
Okay, there you
Couple
go.
things. There you go.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are the best. Love you so, so much.
Love you guys.
Thanks,
Say
Gia.
hello
Love
to
you.
the kitties for me.
We will.